The franchise recap is on to season 12, another all-time favorite of mine, Fresh Meat. Airing May to September 2006, Fresh Meat saw 24 cast members head down under as we were in Australia for the first and only time. 16 episodes plus a reunion special, prize pot remaining at 300K plus daily prizes. From an Evolutions perspective, there are two massive ones here. First is right there in the name, Fresh Meat. For the first time ever, we had contestants who had not been on Road Rules or Real World. Now, it should be noted, we've learned over the years that many of these Fresh Meat were in fact alternates and nearly cast on a Real World Road Rules season, so they were in the MTV pipeline, so to speak, but this was their true TV debuts. Along with that was our second major evolution, Partners, the MTV alum, not vets, alum, because we had rookie alums here. All in, 16 of the 24 people on this cast were first-time players. Those alum drafted a rookie to partner with for the entire season, giving us true pairs format for the first time start to finish. Additional evolutions included the secret exile elimination format that was way different than anything that had come before it, and awesome, I should add. We had our first ever injury DQ with Evan and Coral both ending up hospitalized by the time it was all said and done. The final was our longest ever to date at 10 miles, and statistically speaking, we hit our 50th ever elimination round. Darrell became the first four-time champion, and Casey and Wes tied Sarah Grayson's mark of elimination victories in one single season with 5. Let's talk storylines and moments, starting with the fact that Real World Austin brought 4 cast members in as rookies, and everyone hated them. They had 2 couples, Danny and Melinda, Wes and Johanna, kind of acting like they were the new hot stuff in town, didn't rub people the right way. They were targeted early and often, which is how somehow this is Evelyn's rookie season, but we only see her for 1 episode as her and Danny are the first boot, and how Wes and Casey end up in 5 exiles because just, they keep winning doesn't mean they're going to stop being targeted, and they never were stopped being targeted. Then there was the dominant duo of Coral and Evan. These two kicked more ass than anyone ever had before. They win 5 of the first 6 dailies, the 1 loss being on purpose, mind you. But Evan winds up with a hernia, which he hides and is allowed to continue playing with, including trying to pull a weighted sled across a muddy field. Not very safe. But in that very mission, Coral pops her knee out. They both end up in the hospital and become the first ever medical DQs instead of first ever partner champions that they were well on their way to. Although, given the endurance element of the exiles and the final, I'm probably still taking Darrell and Aviv to win, even if these two stick around. But it was an incredible performance nonetheless. Of course, we then had our first season with DM, partnered with Derek. She reveals her cancer diagnosis. The two of them bond, their friendship, their love interest really give the season a ton of heart. Other quick competitive notes to put out there. The draft. The draft was awesome. The draft works every time. Please bring back the draft. It's so fun. It's so good. It builds great storylines. It worked flawlessly here, as did the exile twist of weighted bags. Each exile round was a run with a couple of puzzles. The twist being you had to carry the same amount of weight that you flew to the challenge with in your bags, which is hilarious. For some, that was not very much, hence Casey and Wes having a little bit of an advantage. For others, that was an absolute ton. We're not going to name names, but it happened. There was so much strategy that went into, do you carry your bags? Do you take the penalties? In this twist, somehow, improbably, it really shouldn't have worked, but it kind of did, and it was thrilling almost every single time. Other memorable moments include anytime Theo Vaughn had a confessional, as he was clearly beginning to be thinking about a career in comedy, trying to work jokes in anywhere he could. Some worked, some didn't, but it was super duper fun. The incredible intro sequence where TJ scrolled through the cast like players on a video game. Then we had Tina, Kenny, their dynamic all season, just comedy gold. She knew how to give it right back to him anytime he was trying to dish it out. Tina, in particular, really, really shined this season, getting my MVP award, holding it down as one of the 8 actual vets that knew the job going in and absolutely delivered. There was a great costume party, a lot of Wes yelling at Casey and others, Evan blowing balloons out of condoms at a bar. They swam with sharks. They did a 30-foot free dive in the ocean, which is insane. It was a really fun season all around. Fun dailies, thrilling limbs, heart-grabbing storylines, hilarious comedy from the stars of the season. I love it so much, and I think objectively it has to be in the top half of the great tier. I give it an A- grade and put it right there alongside Inferno 1 and 2 for the best season ever crowned 12 seasons in. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the upcoming Battle of the Eras recaps. Tune in tomorrow for one of maybe the best season of all time, The Duel.